Welcome to Living the Empowered Life podcast, where we discuss all things empowering, encouraging and inspiring. My name is Yvonne Ellis. I'm an empowerment speaker, author, coach, trainer and founder of Yumi Empowerment, a company that facilitates the empowerment of people. I help people to make positive life change, live in their purpose and develop into their best version of self. I share stories, interviews, spiritual encouragement and actionable tips to empower, encourage and inspire you to live the life you want. So if you want to live the empowered life, join me each week on my podcast so we can take the journey together. Hello Empowered Lifers, welcome to episode 94 of Living the Empowered Life podcast. My name is Yvonne and I am your host. I hope that you are all doing well. Over here in London, UK, if you're not from over here, the weather has been a bit up and down lately. 1 minute it's sunny, 1 minute it is like winter time. At the moment, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so if I do sound sniffly on this episode, apologies in advance. But if you're new here, I want to welcome you to the podcast, and I hope that you find the episodes of this podcast will help you to live an empowered life. Do check out my other episodes as well. And to my continued listeners and supporters, I love you guys. Thank you for always listening and supporting me. I really do appreciate you guys. If you haven't signed up for the bi-weekly notification of these episodes, please do so at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, you can check out these episodes on my YouTube channel called Living the Empowered Life. All links will be down below in the show notes. So first of all, guys, I just want to thank those of you who subscribe to the Living the Empowered Life newsletter. If you haven't subscribed, don't worry. You can find all links to everything that I do down in the description, the show notes or the description box. I do a newsletter that I send out once a month to anybody that wants a dose of empowerment, encouragement, inspiration into their email box. I do this for free. It's something I enjoy doing, but I wanted to start off this show by thanking my subscribers who do subscribe to the email newsletter for all the wonderful comments that I get every time I send a newsletter out. It really is an encouragement to me to continue on with the things that I'm doing. I really do enjoy sharing the things that I've learned, my experiences, things to encourage and empower women and men who subscribe to this newsletter. But I just wanted you guys to know, if you are listening to the show as well, that I appreciate all the kind comments that you send me. It is like fuel to the soul. And if you do want to subscribe to the Living the Empowered Life newsletter, as I mentioned, guys, all links are in the show notes below of this episode and also in the description box if it's on YouTube. Today I am filming this or recording this podcast on Sunday the 6th of October. On Wednesday I went to the Karen Brady Business and Tech event. It was like a seminar, conference, had different speakers and also different kind of exhibitors of small business and companies who are interested in trying to have conversations with women about, helping them in their careers and, job roles and vacancies and all that type of stuff. So how I got to go to this event is that it came up on my Instagram feed. I do follow Karen Brady. I follow quite a few women in industry. Demessa Mayo is another one, who are women at the top of their kind of sector and field. And it came up on my Instagram feed. So I thought, okay, let me check it out. It was free to go. So I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with a freebie. So I signed up and went to the to go to the event. I went on Wednesday and it was at the Excel. I had to get a tube to Custom House. And all in all, the event was okay. For me, the highlight of the event was connecting with other women and giving out my podcast cards. On Tuesday the 1st of October, I did a short Instagram video just sharing that I now have my podcast cards, which I, want to use to just kind of connect with more people, because I was saying in that video, not everybody has Instagram, not everybody's on social media, not everybody is aware of what kind of podcasts are out there for personal development and self-growth. So I wanted to kind of expand my reach by getting these cards done. And I am somebody who really struggles with networking events, and I have shared, in other videos that it's not really one of my strong points. But I really pushed myself out there. I gave out cards, I had conversations, and the conversations that I had actually today is what's going to inspire this podcast, which is called How to Build Confidence Midlife. I spoke with many women there who are struggling to kind of get that extra boost of confidence they need to kind of transition into the new things or the different things that they want to do. Another highlight before I get into the episode was I got to listen to one speaker, and she was talking about things to do, to help revive your business or to help bring your business to a new level. I really enjoyed her talk. She talks about customer service, building loyalty, 3 things that you need in order to, build your business. She talked about the difference between mass marketing to a niche, where you have a specific client base, which is more relational. It was a really good talk, but I think all in all, the event was okay. I think what could have been better is that it could have been done in a better venue. It was all open plans, so you can imagine there were loads of women there, and it was all open plans, so there was no kind of sound proofing for anything. You couldn't really hear the speakers talk, which was a real disappointment. I had a whole kind of program of speakers that I wanted to listen to, like 4 or 5 for that day, but as I mentioned, it was really noisy. But there were very, very much more positives than there were negatives about the event. I probably wouldn't go again because I believe like this event is probably geared towards women who are in specific fields like tech and higher up in business. But it was good to go because I hadn't gone to an event for 4 years, since before the pandemic. Actually, February 2020 was the last time I went to an event, and that was at the Scotland Yard headquarters, and that was a very good event as well. So it was good to get out, and I do plan to get out and about again. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. So before I get into the episode, I want to share with you a few quotes about confidence. The first quote is by somebody called Jessica Williams. She says, "Get more confidence by doing things that excite and frighten you." 100% facts. That is one of the best ways to bring you out of your comfort zone and to help you build confidence. This quote comes from Chloe Brotheridge. She says, "Confidence comes from being brave and taking action." Couldn't agree more. Courage is what's needed. A lot of people struggle with courage. That's why I developed the Courage course, which is an online course to help people to learn all things about courage and gives them a plan of action to go after their goals and dreams. I will leave a link to that, guys, in the show notes description box below. And the last quote is by Peter T. McIntyre. He says, "Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong." That is a big thing that helps confidence, guys. Just going for things, even though you might have fear, you might have doubts, going for things anyway will get you far. So guys, as I mentioned, this episode 94, is about how to build confidence midlife. Now, this show has been inspired by quite a few conversations I had with women whilst I was at the Karen Brady event on Wednesday. One of the things that came up a lot is that, I wish I had the courage, I wish I had the confidence. And it got me really thinking about how my journey with confidence started and kind of really feeling for these ladies, because I remember what it was like at one point in my life. I'm talking about mid-30s, not really having the confidence to go after the things that I wanted to do. So I wanted to do this episode today, and hopefully those ladies that have those podcast cards will be listening in, because I have done this episode with you guys in mind. As I mentioned, these conversations with the ladies was around not having the confidence or the courage to go after the things that they wanted to do, to have the belief that they can do the things they want, to make the changes. And I recognised myself in all of these ladies because, as I mentioned, at one point I was like this. I had no confidence. I was unsure about how to get from A to B, how to achieve my dreams. I was stuck in a job at the time which I really disliked. I don't want to say hate because hate would be an accurate word. And it was a really strange kind of reality to be living in when you're doing a job that you just don't like, you don't enjoy, you're not growing in, but yet on my days off, because I worked a 4-day week, and I had one day to do my non-profit organisation and all the other things I was doing. On my day off, or my days off, I was doing all the things that I loved, but I wasn't getting paid for them. Well, I was getting paid for them, but not enough to justify leaving my job. I was doing talks, I was creating stuff, I was doing workshops, and it was just so disheartening for me and so sad for me when I was thinking that I really wish that I had the confidence to just step out and do these things full time, trusting that, doors would open for me and just, yes, I'd have to make sacrifices and stuff. But it was one of those things where I lacked the confidence to believe in myself, also in believing that I could make a go of the things that I was really good at and make an income out of my skills, talents and experiences without my traditional job to fall back on. That went on actually for quite a long time. And I've shared a little bit of this story in parts on different episodes of my podcast. But again, I wanted to share it here, because I feel it's important for women to know that, I didn't just arrive at this place where I am now. It has been a journey for me. But my lack of confidence and self-belief journey lasted quite a long time. That was up until probably April 2018 when I finally took the plunge with courage, with prayer, taking a risk to leave my traditional job to start my own business. And that dilemma that women are in and that confidence thing that I'm talking to you about, guys, was from 2016 in this job to April 2018. It really was a lot of kind of sleepless nights, feeling scared, but I finally took that plunge. And here I am now, 6 years later, still doing the things that I love, still running my business, still, creating content for people, still empowering, encouraging people. And more importantly, or as important, I should say, I'm a confident and courageous woman. But there were some things that I learned along my journey that I want to share with you, especially when it comes to having confidence in midlife. Because, life just happens. If you're a wife and a mother like myself, it can be easy to fall into a rhythm of life that is around routine, that is around comfort, that is around making things easy for you to be able to be a wife and a mother, that when the time comes when you think, okay, I want to go after my goals and dreams, it can be very hard to get out of that kind of rut or feeling stuck of that routine because you've been doing it for so long. And that's one of the things I think I realised along my midlife journey, that in order to get confidence, I had to disrupt things a lot in order to do that. And it started with small things and it built up to bigger things. But here's what I learned. Confidence was built through doing things that I loved. Engaging in things that I was confident in, even though I wasn't confident to pursue my interests full time, helped me to build up to a time when I could do it. So you see, when I was talking to you about I had my traditional job, getting paid bang on time every month, I was still out there doing my talks, doing my workshops. These were things that I was really confident in. And, I feel that if you can do that, if you can engage in those areas, you can make wins in confidence. And I knew that no matter what, even though I wasn't confident about stepping out without the security of a full paycheck, engaging in the things that I loved, really did help me with my confidence, really did help me to have a positive mind frame when it came to things, because my circumstances at the time, I wasn't able to have the confidence to leave my job, but I was doing things that were helping me to build my confidence anyway. So that would be my encouragement to you guys. Engage in things where you can get small wins. The next thing I would say that I noticed along my journey of having confidence midlife is that you have to challenge negative self-talk. I've done a whole episode on this, guys, and I will leave a link to it in the show notes if you want to check that out. But learning to have an awareness of any thoughts that are resistant to you wanting to make a change is crucial in building your confidence. And one of the things I realised about some of my negative self-talk is that sometimes it would be masked in comfort thoughts. So some of the thoughts would be like, why do you want to change? You've been doing this for a long time. Maybe you can't make the transition. you might not be able to do this or make this change in the way that you want to. It's better probably to do things this way. I noticed that some of the negative self-talk I had, like in my late 30s, was masked in the comfort of the things that I was used to, the comfort thoughts. I want to say to you, if you do have negative self-talk about yourself, the things you want to do, I want to encourage you to reframe those thoughts with positive, optimistic thoughts about you, about your abilities, about the things that you can change, about the things you can't change. Don't indulge in negative self-talk about yourself. And one of the things that really does help fuel this as well is feelings. Feelings, guys, are temporary. You can't be listening to feelings. You can't be indulging in the mood of feelings. Be aware of these things when it comes to negative self-talk. Another thing I want to tell you that does affect midlife confidence is the comparing. Comparing yourself to other people, comparing your circumstances to other people. One thing I used to do at times, which really did affect my self-confidence journey, that I would compare where I was in life and what I was doing to what other people my age was doing. And I want to say to you, it's one of the most destructive things that you can do to yourself. I realised I was using my age as a marker against other women my age who I perceived to be further along in life than me. And as I mentioned, it was very destructive for me to engage in doing this because, first of all, comparison does not take into account your individual circumstances, life challenges, uniqueness or abilities. So in my case, I wasn't taking into account the fact that the reason why I was starting to do things later on in life was to do with the fact that I went through childhood sexual abuse and I had to spend at least 20 years undoing a lot of the trauma and damage that life-changing thing had caused in my life, setbacks, delays and everything else. So I want to say to you, don't compare yourself to others because we've all had to lead individual and different lives. No two people's lives are the same. So I want to encourage you, rather than to compare yourself to others, prepare yourself by building your confidence for the things that you want. That is a much better use of your time. Don't compare yourself to nobody, their circumstances or anything else, guys, because you will really be discouraged and it really isn't good for trying to build confidence. The next thing I want to say to you guys is to engage in self-care. Exercise, doing things that make you feel good about yourself, do things that make you feel good about being you. Self-investment is good for the mind, body and soul. Guys, one of the things I noticed is that a lot of people, and I've done a whole episode on this, let themselves go when they get to a certain age. They let go of the things that they believe in, they let go of their weight, they let go of so many things, and then they become quite sad and feel bad about themselves and feel like, they can't reinvigorate or do anything different with their life because they've let themselves go for so long. If you want to invest in yourself, if you want to help to build and bolster your confidence, you have to do things that show yourself that you love you. I have found this to be really, really beneficial for me in my journey of building midlife confidence. Also, I'd like to add, guys, prayer was important on my self-care and confidence journey. Praying to God and standing on the word of his promises in the Bible has helped me to grow my confidence no end. So guys, I want to just say to you, just to pour into yourself, mind, body and soul. Ask God to help you with your confidence, whether that is to have confidence to go to the gym or confidence to exercise or confidence to, do things in your life that you haven't done before. I would encourage you to do that. The next thing I want to say to you guys is to challenge yourself. That's something that helped me in my midlife confidence journey. Push yourself out of your comfort zone, set goals, learn new things. The one thing you need to do constantly is disrupt your routine. This helped me to build confidence and it will help you to build confidence. I discovered that in doing these things, new different things that took me outside of my comfort zone, disrupting my routine, it opened me up to discover new things about myself and encouraged me further to build my confidence. So guys, I want to encourage you to do that, challenge yourself. It could be small things each day. Start off with something small and then build up to other things. You'll be surprised how it helps your confidence. So guys, these are just some things that I thought about that helped me on my midlife confidence journey. Confidence is something that can go down with age, but confidence is something that can be built back up and rediscovered midlife. It is easy, as I mentioned, to find yourself stuck in a rut midlife. Life just happens. But I want to say to you today, you can rebuild your confidence or build confidence for the first time. You just need to engage in little things that will help you to do that and have the desire to want to build confidence. I did it, and I started my journey to living the empowered life at 35 years old. If I can do it, you definitely can do it. You know, confidence and courage will help you to live an empowered life. But these things are discovered over time. And I want to encourage you guys also as well, not to feel negative about the journey you've had so far. You know, maybe that job that you hate has knocked your confidence and you absolutely hate it. But the things that you've done to get you to this point, whether it's jobs you've disliked or hated, you know, are all things to be thankful about, guys, because they have helped you to get this far on your journey. And in episode 13 of Living the Empowered Life, I talk about the benefits of life experience. And I will leave a link to that in the show notes or description box below. So the Bible scripture, guys, I want to leave you with this week comes from 2 Philippians 4:13 in the Bible. And it says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. This is a powerful reminder, guys, that our strength and confidence comes from Christ and not ourselves. If you find that you are struggling with confidence, if you are struggling with, making changes, I want to encourage you to pray and ask the Lord Jesus for help in this area. And he welcomes you no matter who you are, what faith you are, what religion you are, where you are in life, no matter your age, your background. If you go to him, he will reveal himself to you and show you and help you to have confidence in the areas of your life that maybe you've been struggling with for a very long time. So guys, we've come to the end of the episode. I hope that you have found the things that I've shared in it to be of value to you and encouraging to you as you seek to live an empowered life and seek to get midlife confidence. As usual with the post notification, I usually do pose a question for those who listen in to Living the Empowered Life podcast. And this week, the question is, what one thing will you do to start building your midlife confidence? Guys, I would love to know what one thing you will be doing as I do the post notification on different social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All links will be in the show notes, description box below. Leave a little comment and let me know which one of the things are you going to do to build your midlife confidence. Also, guys, in the show notes at the top of the description box of what this episode will be about, you will see a send a text feature. Guys, I would love to know your thoughts on my episodes of Living the Empowered Life. Please also don't forget to leave a review and, support me in that way with these episodes. Yeah, so do reach out, guys, and let me know what you think. All links to everything that I offer through Yumi Empowerment, which is my empowerment personal development training consultancy media company, will be in the show notes description box. So please do check out the resources and services that I have on offer. And guys, I will see you on the next episode. Take care.